You guys know what this represents?
What all of it?
Memories the calm before the storm.
What's the storming?
Could be the calm before the storm.
What storm is
We have the world's great military people in this room, I will tell you that. And we're going to have a great evening. Thank you all for coming. Thank you.
What storm, Mr. President?
You'll find out.
To tell you, something is coming that is far beyond you and I. Your parents never told you the truth. There is a sea ahead and an army behind! Ready yourselves!
From the eternal sea he rises, creating armies on either shore, turning man against his brother, till man exists no more. The book of Revelations predicted it all. It is by means of a human personality entirely in his possession that Satan will wage his last formidable offense.
Tell you, something is coming that is far beyond you and I.
It's gonna rain after a while, for 40 days and for 40 nights. And the people that believe it, and they begin to laugh at it, and they begin to mock him, and they begin to say, it ain't gonna rain.
Yet they tempted and provoked the Most High God, and kept not his testimonies, but turned back, and dealt unfaithfully like their fathers. They were turned aside like a deceitful bow. For they provoked him to anger with their high places, and moved him to jealousy with their graven images.
I want to show you some strange images now that might be the real deal. Former President Obama answering a question, Dana, about the possible existence of a UFO.
There's footage and records of objects in the skies that we don't know exactly what they are. We can't explain how they moved, their trajectory.
So it's on, huh? As we await for a new government report from the U.S. Senate on these mysterious sightings. Jeremy Corbell's an investigative filmmaker. How you doing, Jeremy? Good day to you. What'd you think of his answer? Where did that take your mind?
Well, I'm really glad that our representatives are finally catching up. If everybody's been watching the news, this month I released videos that I obtained that are confirmed by the Pentagon of pyramid-shaped UFOs and advanced transmedium vehicles descending into the water while swarming our Navy ships. Now the Pentagon has confirmed the footage that I obtained and released with my mentor in journalism, George Knapp. So when I hear that, it's good to see that our representatives are finally taking the unidentified, the UFO issue seriously.
In 1947, a spacecraft was reportedly recovered in New Mexico. No doubt you know of this, and of the reported recovery of a body at the site. These incidents coincided with not only the end of World War II, but an ignominious project which brought Nazi scientists and war criminals to this country to exploit their knowledge.
Operation Paperclip.
Yes, you know of it already. And you must also know of the work of Dr. Joseph Mengele, the Nazi angel of death.
Mengele thought that he could produce a super race through genetic engineering.
As did many of his colleagues at the Institute of Hereditary Biology and Racial Hygiene.
Like Victor Klemper?
Poor Victor. He loved his orchids. Did you know that he was able to create some of the most beautiful hybrids?
Klemper was trying to create an alien-human hybrid. That's what I saw in the boxcar. He was using human test subjects.
Mulder, wait.
My father was involved in this?
The technology wasn't there, Mulder. DNA wasn't even identified until 1944. This is all a lie.
When your father realized what the medical data was being used for, he objected strenuously.
He collected those files?
With the threat of nuclear holocaust in the 1950s, the government instructed men like your father to gather genetic data on the general populace for the purposes of post-apocalyptic identification.
The vaccination records. They took tissue from everyone who received the smallpox inoculation.
Hundreds of millions of Americans.
So that Victor Klemper had access to a DNA database of nearly everyone who was born since 1950.
Mulder, this man is telling you everything that you want to hear. But it's a fabrication. It is pure science fiction. There were no experiments with aliens.
Why would I lie to you?
Like you said before, to protect yourself and the continuation of the Nazi agenda. Human tests.
Why was your file there, Scully?
I don't know.
There were current records on file.
Yes, but records of what, Mulder?
Of abductions! Of abductees! They took my sister. Why?
They took her as insurance because your father threatened to expose the project.
Why her? Why not me?
It's not for me to say. But your life is in danger now, too. You also threatened to expose the project. You've become your father.
Why are you telling me this?
It's what you want to know, isn't it?
Is there more?
More than you'll ever know.
Pilot, we're ready to take off right now. Right away, sir. Can we get a blanket for Patricia? Here. Where? Over there.
Time's up.
It is a controversial claim. A new study suggests the coronavirus doesn't just hijack our cells. In some cases, it can actually alter our DNA. Our ABC 10 News anchor Derek Stahl is going in depth on what it all means.
It all started with patients like Chris Long. After he was hospitalized with COVID in March 2020, the virus just wouldn't go away.
I kept developing pneumonia. So every 3 to 4 weeks, I would end up back in ICU, pumping me full of broad spectrum antivax.
He continued to test positive for the virus again and again and again from March through December, 9 months.
And this was very puzzling to us. And that's why we thought, could it be that the virus gets integrated into the genome?
MIT professor Rudolf Janisch and his colleagues ran some complicated experiments, and they found that in test tubes, our cells can accidentally convert fragments of the coronavirus's RNA into DNA and can save that genetic code to the infected cell's hard drive, the chromosomes. This is the kind of thing HIV does intentionally, but it's not what scientists would expect from this type of virus.
Will this be with me for the rest of my life, or will this die out?
It really depends how long the cell survives. So most cells die after infection. So those would not very long live and present. But then there might be cells, and we are looking at this, there might be cells, maybe not in the lung, but in other organs, where the cells don't die. And they could persist for a long time.
The researchers have found indirect evidence of this in a small number of tissues taken from patients, and their study caused a huge stir in the scientific community and a lot of questions. Could these DNA changes explain certain long hauler symptoms or autoimmune disease? Could these changes increase the risk of cancer?
It sounds scary, and maybe it is scary, but I think it's probably just a big nothing burger.
UC San Diego virologist Dr. Davey Smith says, hold on, we still don't have direct evidence of this happening in people. And even if it is, there's a good chance it's not a big deal.
If this is true, then other RNA viruses do this all the time. So every time that I catch an RNA virus that's a cold or another coronavirus, a regular one that normally is running around, then this process is happening already.
He points out about 10% of our entire human genome is made up of the code from ancient viruses passed down through the generations.
So there's precedent for this.
Professor Janisch agrees. This coronavirus probably isn't unique. We're just studying it more closely than any other virus. One thing is for certain, his study is prompting a whole lot more research. Derek Stahl, ABC 10 News.
Some people in the anti-vax community have seized on this MIT study as evidence that mRNA vaccines could also alter our DNA. Professor Janisch says his study in no way implies that. He himself got an mRNA vaccine.
Mr. Hinky stand here accused of using the dark magic known as analytics. This here knucklehead has blasphemed against the ways of the old school.
This heretic would have me rest my players. I say, run them all.
I mean, this notion that losing leads to winning. I mean, come on.
This guy used his sorcery to force me to make bad trade and give him all my draft picks.
Well, I don't know about that, Rodney. These analytics fools would have you believe the Earth is round. Do you see a curve anywhere? I mean, I'm just asking questions.
And now, with the hot hand, Sir Evan Turner is going to light Iggy on fire from a mid-range distance. Commence the long two.
Not clutch.
You know, the guillotine's probably more efficient.
Man, shut up, witch. All right, let's try again to light the heretic on fire.
Not today, Luddites.
It's Barack Obama.
A tan horse, really?
That's right. It is I, Barack Obama, 44th President of the realm, defender of rational thought and the use of data to make informed
Show us your birth certificate!
I'll be taking the numbers, man, with me.
Thanks, Obama. But where will we go?
To a place far away, where innovation and new ideas are welcome. The MIT Sloan Sports Analytics Conference.
Want to turn now to an update on the Colonial Pipeline cyber attack, and going to bring in Francesca with much more on why the CEO paid millions of dollars to the hackers. We've learned a little bit more information on this.
We have. It's a big debate. Many people wondering why that ransom was paid. $4.4 million, Sheba. And according to the Wall Street Journal, the CEO of the Alpharetta-based company says he approved the ransom because they did not know how bad this breach was or how long it would take for the operations to resume. Now, on Saturday, May 8th, the company said they responded to the attack by taking some systems offline in an effort to contain this threat. That's what temporarily caused operations to stop in the first place, leading to a gas shortage all around Georgia and along the East Coast. An investigation was launched and law enforcement got involved. The report also says CEO Joseph Blount felt that paying the multi-million-dollar ransom was an option they just had to take. Now, Colonial Pipeline eventually restarted operations 6 days after the hack on May 12th, and we've all experienced gas shortages as a result of all of this, but things are slowly but surely returning to the pumps. In fact, less than 12 hours ago, 33% of Georgia's gas stations were still without gas. Experts estimate it could take several more days and maybe into Memorial Day weekend before things really get back to normal.
We want to get into the Illuminati because we want to get invited to the coolest parties by subtly communicating hidden symbology. Soon we'll be part of a secret society. Hollywood will open up its doors for us. We'll meet the inner circle of executives. We'll give a guy Rusty in a warm jacuzzi, and the guy will put us in a Disney movie. And they'll play our music on MTV. We'll be given designer clothes for free, and we can drive everywhere DUI because we'll be under the protection of the all-seeing eye. And we'll never have to worry about bills again because the Rockefeller family will be our best friends. We'll fuck a squirrel and finger a fish and triangle, triangle, eye, pyramid. You can be rich and famous too. I love the establishment. Yay! We want to get into the Illuminati, and we want to hang out with Jay-Z and Beyonce. We want to sell our souls in 1 billion records and bow before our reptilian overlords. Then the enlightened few will bring us into the fold, where we'll be told secrets of old, like why the CIA killed JFK and why on earth the moon landing was fake. Being Illuminati will be so much fun. We'll learn the truth about Area 51. They'll tell us where Flight MH370 is and which politicians like to We'll get 1 million followers on Instagram. We'll have the whole wide world in our hands. The Rothschilds will take us to Bohemian Grove, where it's likely that we'll both be murdered and cloned. Let's manipulate the economy. War is good for humanity. We'll be given the keys to unlock the Bible, and we'll become Lucifer's loyal disciples. We'll pray to Baphomet and the princes of hell. We'll bathe in pig's blood and cut ourselves under the blood moon, beneath Satan's radiant energy, before the Dark Lord Lucifer himself. I invoke the 4 crown princes of hell, inviting the forces of darkness to bestow their knowledge and power upon me. I, your faithful servant, promise to hide triangles in things, perform at the Grammys, and tell people the earth is round.
Lucifer, what is your problem?
Just that, sir.
Okay.
I'm a Christian, sir.
I'm pure and virtuous and wholesome and innocent. How can you say anything bad about me?
Sir, you need to be born again.
I am born again.
Now, did you just say that you were Lucifer?
I am Lucifer.
Okay, define Lucifer for me.
Pure, virtuous, wholesome, innocent individual that's out to help people.
Lucifer is?
Yeah.
Say that again. Lucifer is a pure, holy...
Virtuous.
Virtuous. Now, is he the Lucifer that God created?
That's the same one.
Oh, man, this is great. I'm going to put this on the internet.
Oh,
Amen.
God bless you,
Amen.
brother.
Because that's exactly what the Shriners and Masons teach, is that Lucifer is light.
No.
And you're
what about
confirming
those hospitals?
You know what, sir? Jesus said, many will say to me on that day, Lord, Lord, we did not do these good deeds in your name? And you'll say, away from me, you workers of iniquity. I never knew you.
Jesus said it?
In Matthew chapter 5.
Mercy.
No.
That's hard to believe.
So you're a Christian and you don't know that? Actually,
no, I really am.
You are.
Because I'm pure and virtuous.
You're pure and virtuous, okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. In other words, you're perfect without Jesus, right?
No.
Okay, tell me about Jesus. Who is Jesus?
Well, he's my leader.
Is he the Son of God?
Yes, he is.
Is he the only worshipful master?
Yes.
Have you ever been called worshipful master?
No, because I've just been too busy. I've been working.
Been
working to help people.
What
like
kind of work? Okay.
Get out of here.
See, this is what a Mason confesses, is that Lucifer is light.
We're ready.
Hell yeah. Been looking forward to this.
Modulating frequencies now.
It's time. Let's light it up.
Are you ready, Neville? Pre-check.
Check.
Check. Okay, Neville.
In T-minus 3, 2, 1. Ready to launch. Hit the button.
Here we go.
It's working. It's working.
Nationwide 5G is live.
Yeah. And we're just getting started.
Wait until they see what's next. Soon, my friend. Very soon.
And it's no coincidence that on here, when you type in Oculus, you've got A, a product, which is a virtual reality headset, and B, a movie, which is about demonic possession. Music from the ether, the prince of the power of the air waves.
Seus Lucifer matutinus inveniat Ille inquam Lucifer qui nescito casum.
I tell you what, it is not until we ask him for the spiritual eyes to see, can we even begin to understand how much they are inverting the Lord Jesus Christ at this time. How much they need to invert him, because he is Lord of heaven and earth. And the Antichrist wants to take the throne. Jesus Christ is the only truth there is. He is above all things. A lot of people are beginning to notice the occult symbolism that is being pushed in the media and all around us in society. But these things have many different levels of meaning. They all have their excuses. But ultimately, all of the occult symbolism, everything ties into this agenda of the fallen angels, of Antichrist. Why do you think in the movie Mocking Jay, or Mocking Jesus, we have the rise of the phoenix, and the popular song from the movie was the hanging tree. Cursed is he that hangeth on a tree. Everything ties in to the same thing of the devil taking the throne.
For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High.